Hey, so great news. Uh, there's a drug that's in the works. It's been in the works for a while, and it's something that has some great promise for Huntington's disease. Now, I've been involved with Huntington's disease for the last 10 years, and when I first got involved, they were working on a drug that you're going to be able to take as a nasal spray, and they thought it was going to help lower the bad HTT, the bad Huntington's gene. The only problem is every time they came up with something, it would harm the good HTT, because there is a good, we get a good Huntington's gene and we get a bad one. So up until just today or just recently, I must say, is they haven't been able to control harming the good one. It's always been the thing where they could lower the bad one, but they couldn't keep the good one. So there is actually now a drug from Wave Scientific, Wave Life Sciences, that has all the makings of stopping the bad and not harming the good. They've made it through the first couple of rounds of trials. They've been in small groups. The safety of it's been working. There's a few things that you have to think about. Okay, so first off, this was reported, from a letter was sent from HDSA. HD Buzz put it online, hdbuzz.net. And then I, again, saw it from Ryan over at Cure HD. We won't be silent. I'm going to put up a plaque at the end of this just to show you the information that I've gathered and where I got my information from. But the main thing you need is if you read HD Buzz on .net, that's how I find them. They are more online. The Facebook page, I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring that one out. But the bottom line is Wave Life Sciences has been working on a drug, and it's called HD Select. And this article just came out, I think in the last few days. And it's very current information. But they've actually been able to find a way to make the Huntington's bad gene go away or lower. And now this is no miracle, and I don't want to oversell it to any degree. I do want to sell the excitement of the fact that they haven't had these kind of results with other drugs before. So that makes this very new and very promising. Even one of the quotes in the article said is that they have the first time ever to only impact the negative HTT and not the positive or not the good one. That's a big statement. The first time ever, and that really adds great news for the HD community. That's those two statements right there are something I've never heard before. So I'm very excited, and I made a short about this yesterday, and I wanted to get a video out today just so you can do all the research you want. The article's online. You can probably find it at all those other places I told you about before. Huntington's disease news, and that's kind of that. HDSA just put out a letter, the letter that came from Wave. So what happened is Wave Scientific, they did a follow-up study. The end of the trial, they did the follow-up to how the trial went. So they got to the phase 1 or whatever it might be. I think they're going into 2 and 3. And I think this next one will be wave 3. Okay, so wave 3 of the study will be fast-tracked as well, because they had very low bad results. They didn't have a lot of problems with the trials. They did notice that people that were taking the drug or people that were on placebo did have, it affected more the people that actually had the Huntington's gene. Okay, there's only certain people that can get on it. I don't know all the parameters. You have to have a certain CAG, you have to be maybe a certain age even, but you have to have a certain CAG to qualify. And you have to know you have Huntington's to do it. So you have to have a Huntington's DNA test. So again, we always talk about reasons of why of getting Huntington's disease test. I think a lot of the people that come to this page are maybe older and maybe know what they have with Huntington's. I don't want to guess that. There are young people that are considering whether they should get tested. Hey, this might be another reason to get tested, because now, again, as trials come out, more positive opportunities come out. you could get involved in these studies. So they said it'll affect for the trial, about 40% of the people will qualify for the trial. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody someday who couldn't partake in the results of the drug. If they came up with something that would lower the Huntington's gene, all the other things they don't know about yet, what will it do for symptoms? What will it do for, obviously you can still pass it on to your next generation. All those things are probably still true. But the main thing is it'll lower it in the people that have it. And by so doing, it could put it off for a longer time, or maybe it could make it never as severe. Maybe you could live a full life. Again, very new, cutting news. I'm just telling you, again, a lot of the stuff that I'm finding out, it wasn't talked about 10 years ago. I'll guarantee you that. Most of the time when they found a drug, and I got very discouraged because of that, whenever they found a drug that would take care of the good if they could find one that would take care of the bad HTT, which is the bad Huntington's gene, it would always affect the good Huntington's gene. And that became very discouraging. Some of this stuff got cut off in the trials early. But hey, this is the beginning of a new thing, I think. It's a new opportunity. It's a new chance. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but go subscribe to Huntington's Disease Todd. I'm going to show this plaque now just so you can get the information. This is very exciting, and I don't want to be unexcited, but I also want to, give it with a little bit of caution because it's still very new. But in my opinion, when they can say stuff like, it's the first time ever that something has happened, been accomplished, that's big news. Okay, so I'm going to try to hold this up. Again, I'm sorry that this is a bit crude, but it's about HD Buzz is where I found the article.net. I went online. I didn't necessarily get that on Facebook. Also, Cure HD, We Won't Be Silent. He does have the story posted there. And then I just gave you some of the other stuff. It's Wave Life Sciences. HD Select is the name of the program. You can see these notes. You can stop the video here if you needed to. Hey, Huntington's disease, Todd. Could there be a cure in the making? I sure hope so. I'd like to take just one final thought on that. Right now, this is a disease, medicine that has to be taken through a spinal puncture. Not totally terrible, but not real easy. So you'd have to get a needle put in your spine. Maybe they'll figure out how to make that easier in the future. Hey, it's Huntington's disease, Todd. Come to my page and subscribe and make sure you get notifications because I will be digging up all this stuff that I can and posting it. Have a good day.